So we're going to do a little bit of practice clarinet choir. The clarinet choir pieces we're doing this this afternoon for me, but this morning, this afternoon, depending on where you are, our Band of Brothers, Happy, and Semper Fi. And so I noticed that Semper Fi had the biggest challenges, so that's the one I was going to focus on. But if people have a different request, please go ahead. I'm going to open the chat on my side so I can see it, and you can let me know. Hey, everybody. All right. So I have a handout also that I will post in the when we finish this event, I'll post this too, but it's practicing ideas. Oops, that's not the right one. All right, so first I'll share Semper Fi. And with the warm-ups, I was considering doing some D major because there's a whole bunch of D major in here. The place that I noticed that had the most challenging part, and it looks like right now, is everybody a B flat player? You guys can unmute yourselves if you want for the moment, I think. I think I'm allowed to ask you to unmute. Because honestly, I think it's going to be the most helpful thing if you guys tell me what you want to work on. Like the challenging part for you. Anybody have a request, or would you like me to just sort of jump in?
Just go for it.
Just go for it. All right. So I found a couple challenging places. One is tonguing, but one is right over the break. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm going to share the score as I am doing now. So the C sharp, A sharp, B, I think is challenging. So if you want to play with me, go ahead and mute yourself. I'm going to unshare this for a second because I want to share my document as well. And now I just have to find my document because there it is. Okay. So I'm going to put these together so you guys can see what I'm talking about on one side and then the music part I'm talking about. So that and then this. I've learned a lot from Michelle Anderson, and one is sharing two things on the screen at once. Because that I did not know how to do. Oh, it's not going to cooperate with me. This is taking me too long. So sorry. Move you guys down here, then I can do it. Yes. Okay. There we go. All right. So here is what I was going to talk about. So the very first thing I would do is take notes only. So we're going to take the A, the F sharp, the D sharp, and the E all the way down to the A. So we're just going to do these notes right here. And what I would do is I would just play them. And I would just play them with my best tone, kind of the way that I was just warming up. Next, I would take the notes and the rhythms. So since we're doing this in slow-mo, I'm going to give this 2 counts. This is 1, this is 2, this is 1, and this is 2. So if I went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That wasn't bad. So I actually also just did the articulations. So there isn't really anything specific with phrasing. I would just want to make sure to give a nice accent right here. T, da, dee, T, T. And we want to play that nice and short. So the next level, I'm going to jump all the way to here is go to tempo. So we're going to do this slow, medium, and fast. So just to keep it clear, I'm going to put my metronome on. 1, 2. So we'll do it at 100 to the 8th note. So we're singing a couple notes. 1, 2, 3, ready, 1, set, 2, go. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that was pretty easy. So now I'm going to bump that up. That was 100 to the 8th note. Now this is 120. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. Also pretty easy. So let's go up to 144 to the 8th note. Same spot. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. All right. So now we have the notes, we have the rhythms, and we basically have the idea of how the shape of the thing is going to go. But we know that in general, the march itself is going to be 1, 2, ba-da-dum, ba-bum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-bum. So we need to bump that up there. So what I would do then is go down to maybe 72 to the big beat. So let me erase this so we can, I'll stop sharing, and I'm also going to make it a little larger because it was probably pretty hard to see for some of you guys. There we go. All right. So we're still focusing right here. And now we're going to do beat 1, beat 2, beat 1, beat 2. So let's see what 72 feels like. 1, 2, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Pretty good. So I always go from slow and perfect to faster and perfect to the fastest and perfect. So I'm always trying to make sure I have all of my elements, my notes, my rhythms, my articulations, my dynamics, my phrasing before I work on tempo. So here's 72. And we will not play beat 1. We're just going to start right on beat 2. So I'll give you 2 full measures plus a beat. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. Good. Now, my next challenge over here, I'm going to stop annotating for a second. So this little circle is going to follow us down, is working on something with a 3-in-1 method. But real quick, I think, there's my tempo. We're going to do this in my 3-in-1 method. So it's written on the paper. You'll see it when we're done. So we're going to do this 3 times at a slow tempo, and then we're going to bump it up 3 full notches. So here we go. This is our second time, and then we'll play it a third time. 2 measures plus 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. One more time. 2, ready, and go. Good. We have it slow. That was 72. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump it up 3 notches. When I say 3 notches, it's usually 4 would be 4 bumps would be 1 notch. So that would be 76. Another notch would be 80. The third notch would be 84. So we're going to challenge ourselves to do this at 84. It's going to be a little tricky. So the first time through, you're going to think it rather than play it. So here's our tempo. 1, 2, 1. Try fingering it and thinking it at this tempo. 1, 2, ready, and 1. 1, 2, 1, 2. And I don't know if you heard, I kind of sizzled it with my mouth. Because then I get the articulation and my finger is coordinated at the same time. Try that one more time with me sizzling it, then we're going to play it. 1, 2, ready, sizzle. 1, 2, 1, 2. And now let's play it. 1, 2, 2, 2, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And so then, if that was easy, we could bump it up then another couple notches. So I'm just playing with this idea of going faster and faster. So let me stop there, and I'm going to find the next spot. But if anybody has a question, please unmute yourself and ask me any question about what I've covered so far. I'm going to get the next spot going. Does everybody agree? All right, so I'm going to do a third clarinet part this time. And it is at measure 33 if you want to look at your own music, if you have your third clarinet part. And this is not quite as difficult as the part we were just doing. So we're going to do a different technique this time. And I apologize, I do have a cold, so I'm like a little bit scratchy. Take a drink of tea. So what's challenging about this portion is that it goes down into the low register in an area that we don't always play all the time. So let me annotate where we're going to be exactly. We're going to be right here. This is measure 33, and we're going to go over to here. This one doesn't really need, so measure 30 here. I just wanted to make sure. So we're going to start with my notes only. So we're just going to play the notes. What I often remind my students to do is to mark those F sharps and to plan ahead if you want to do this on the right-hand side or the left-hand side. But either way, you have to have a plan because you need to go to a low E at the end. So you need to go to the left. So first of all, knowing that it's sharp, but then second of all, knowing that you need to do one on one side, one on the other. And I'm going to unshare for a second just so I can show anybody that we have 2 F sharps. Oh, geez. It doesn't like my clarinet. Weird. The little background thing. So there's an F sharp on the right side, or you can play it on the left side. But then there's an E on your right-hand side or on your left-hand side. Man, that background is not helping me at all. Sorry. Alrighty. So make a choice, whatever is best for you, but we're going to go ahead and just play these notes as if every single note is a quarter note. Oh, one more reminder. Hello. We got 2 sharps to deal with, don't we? We have got our C sharps, and then we have our F sharps. So I think marking in your music is a huge, huge benefit. So please do it. Don't feel shy about it. All right, I like to do my F sharps on my right. So that's what I would write on there. All right, every note like a quarter note. So 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I sort of skipped over the rests, I skipped over the ties, and I just tried to get the pattern. What do my fingers need to do? So now I'm going to figure out where I can play that with the rhythm. So with the rhythm, we're going to have a 1 there, a 2 there, a 1, a lit, 2, a lit, 1, a 2. So this R also has a 1. This has a 2. This has a 1. This R is a 2 and a 1. So it's 6/8. 1, 2, 1, a lit, 2, a lit, 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1. So we're going to try it with a rhythm. We're going to try 60 and see if that's a doable tempo. And if I make a mistake, then I'm going to go slower. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's not bad. Let me see from you guys. Was that thumbs up? Thumbs down? Was it okay? I got a 1, 2 thumbs up. Anybody else? Is that a tempo all right for you? No votes. Well, we're going to go a little faster because I think you guys can do it. So this time we're going to try 72. So notice that I'm not going to do it 3 times at the tempo I can play it. If I can play it, great. Let's move on. I don't want to take hours and hours to do this. So we're going to do the same thing 2 measures before. Listen to the metronome, and then we're going to come in. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I can just tell you for sure, knowing Alan Woy, he's going to want you to make these nice and crispy. Teet, 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 teet. But I think, is everybody good? Should I move it up? All right. So I jumped from 60 to 72. After 72, I usually only go up about 8 at a time. So I'm going to go to 80. Here we go. 2 measures. 1, 2, ready, go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go up even faster. I'm going to jump a big jump because I want to see for a challenge if we can do it. So here is the next tempo. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. Here we go. 2 measures. 1, 2, ready, and
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
I think it was pretty okay. How did you guys feel? Good? Oh, baby, let's go fast. All right, we're jumping up. We're almost to the tempo we need to be at, which means we pretty much don't need to practice this anymore, so we can go on to something else. All right, here we go.
1, 2.
This is our tempo. Sizzle it once.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Here we go. Big breath. I'm going to give you 4 measures before we come in. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, go.
2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2.
So I don't know how that went for you guys, but that went pretty well for me. So that tells me that I don't need to practice that part anymore. The other small thing I wanted to tell you about for me is that I don't practice what I can already play. I only practice the things I'm terrible at, which is depressing, right? So I tried to do a balance of working on the hard stuff, but then playing something that I really feel great about for to kind of finish up the practice. So there's one other place that I thought would be fun to just play. So what I'm saying is that there's a difference between practicing and playing. Playing is fun. Practicing is hard work. And so you want to give yourself a reward after you've done the hard work. So let's go to the very end of this piece. There is a little bit of hard stuff, but I'm going to play the fun part here. Okay. And I'm going to zoom it in. And this time, we're going to go to the second clarinet part. And I'm going to mark it. So I always think balancing hard work and practice with something fun to reward yourself at the end. So we're going to play this part. So, oh, sorry, you can't see the key signature. Haha, that's not helpful. We've changed keys because the march always changes. So now we're in just 1 sharp. So I don't think we actually have any sharps to deal with here. So play it once with just the notes. We're going to play all the way from this low D over to the G. So each note is like a quarter note. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. Hey, that's pretty easy. So let's think about our rhythm. So we're going to do 1 a lit, 2 a lit, 1, 2, a 1, a 2, 1, a 2, 1 a lit, 2, a 1. So we're going to go back to our favorite medium tempo, which is 80, and sizzle it once with the fingerings. Ready? And go. 1, 2, ready, sizzle.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Ooh, that is too fast for me. I could already tell. I couldn't sizzle and finger, so no. I'm going to go down to 72. 2 measures.
1, 2.
Sizzle, ready, go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
There we go. Let's play that. Starting right here on the D, 2 measures for nothing. 1, 2, ready, go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
The seconds get the fun part in that one. You guys, we can go faster. Let's go at 80.
1, 2,
1, 2, ready, go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
And then we could go faster and faster, but that gave us something really beautiful to finish on. Now, I'm going to stop sharing the music and I want to share just a little bit about the handout. The last little piece of this handout is two things. One is 5-note practice rhythms. So if I had 4/16 notes, for example, I might take them. So if it was just G, A, B, C, D, I could practice that slow, slow, fast, fast, slow. Or I could practice it slow, fast, fast, slow, slow. Or I could practice it fast, fast, slow, slow, slow. Or my favorite rhythm, which is slow, fast, slow, 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 fast. That one's silly. And if I had triplets, I could do it. For example, even just exactly what we were just working on, I could play them. Let me show you with a visual example so you guys can really see. I'll zoom this guy in. So if I wanted to work on this, for example, these couple notes, the ones we were working on a bit earlier, these ones, and I had 3, pretty much when you have 3 notes, you're always going to go to the next downbeat. So if I wanted to make this better, I could do it as written, right? Like we talked about, slurring it. My notes only with great tone. But then what if I was sort of good at the middle notes, but not at the first note? I could do long, this rhythm right here, long, short, short, long. Or let's say I was good at the first 2 notes, but the second and the third, or the third and the fourth weren't good. Then I could do fast, fast, slow, slow. And that one's a good one to do because right here, the B to D, going over that break, that could be where the problem is. So this one helps it, or this one. And then the final one, I have to stop annotating so I can see it. Oh, that's it. Yeah. So we could do those rhythms in all those different ways. My rule is if I was going to take one of these practice rhythms, I would choose one of them. So for me today, let's do this one. So we're going to take the same spot and I'm going to do this rhythm 3 times over here. I might do it slow, medium, and then faster, not even with a metronome. So here's my example. So I'm going to use this rhythm, fast, fast, slow, slow, because I want to work on that break, right? So that I could do that. And then I'm like, all right, that's pretty good. So then this is going to possibly hurt your brains, but it'll be great. Then I could put the emphasis on a different syllable and play these 4 notes the same way. So fast, fast, slow, slow. I'm still focusing on my break, right? Then I'm like, oh, that's pretty easy. What I want to do is use this rhythm because that focuses on that B natural a little bit more. So I'm going to go fast, slow, slow, fast, slow. So I'm going to jump over and go all the way to the D. So I'm actually basically making a 5-note thing, but hopefully you understand right here. Then after doing just 2 of those practice rhythms, I'm kind of feeling better about it. So I'm going to now erase this stuff. And I'm going to take none of the rhythms and I'm just going to play it slow. Oopsies. I'm going to play it slow all the way over to the next downbeat. Oh, my air wasn't very good. I got to do it again. finger got stuck. So I went too fast. So I'll do it my 3 times. Now I'm going to back it up and I'm going to do it slow, but with my articulation. Coming back to this, I've got notes, rhythms, and articulations. Next, I've got to add dynamics. Oh, I need to start softer. So I'm going to do it 3 times with dynamics and articulations. Hey, I'm getting it. So then I might go ahead and add my metronome and start to do it 3 times slow, 3 times faster, 3 times faster. So let me stop. We have 2 minutes and I want to see if you guys have any questions about what I talked about. I sort of brought you through the practicing process that I use with doing challenging music and my steps on how I do it. The only thing I didn't quite cover was the 5-in-1 method, but that I think I can explain another time because it's too short. Unmute yourselves, you guys, if you have any questions or if you just want to say hello or chat, whatever. We have 2 minutes, so come on in. Hey.
Thank you, Debbie. This has been really helpful.
Oh,
It's
good.
very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good practice techniques.
You liked them?
Loved them. Yeah, good.
Good. So that's the kind of drag, is that with the hard things, you have to do them in a bunch of different ways in order to get your brain to kind of remember them. But still reward yourself with doing something fun at the end. Playing.